Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to the final and last part of What is Archipelo. So this part's going to be a lot like the last one, so I'm going to have little pictures that I drew pretty badly. I'm going to talk about player islands that you can claim, resources and crafting, and also TV mode and controller support. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, so the next topic is a pretty cool one. It's island claiming. So like I mentioned before, players will be able to claim an island. And I'll go into more detail on what that is now. So players will be able to claim randomly generated islands. So islands that don't have to do with the main quest. They're just randomly generated around the map. So they'll be able to claim them and turn them into a community. So if a player wants to claim an island, they have to have a high enough level and enough reputation. There might also be another requirement, like maybe you have to buy some sort of flag or something. And create a flag for your island. And the player who claims the island becomes the mayor, and they have complete rights over everything that happens. So the mayor can edit the island almost however they want to. So they can sell property, they can create shops, they can create forgeries, they can add NPCs, trees, roads, almost anything. Adding those types of things will cost tax money. So the island will actually have its own bank to pay for different things. The only thing that you cannot edit on the island are the tiles and the landscape of the island, and as well as the dungeon that's randomly generated. It'll always stay the same, so you can't add anything to it. Players will be able to buy property from the mayor that the mayor is selling, so they can build a house on it, they can start a farm, they can raise animals, and much more. The player can also go inside their house and add furniture and decorations, and just make it however they like to. And other people will also be able to go onto their property. Of course, they won't be able to edit anything. They won't be able to take their crops. Yeah. The mayor can also give privileges to different players who live on the island. So he can allow them to edit the island, so like adding trees and shops and stuff. He can allow them to evict other players who live on the island to make them kind of like a moderator. So if they're being bad, you can evict them. You can allow players to cut and plant trees, mine ores, and just a whole bunch of different stuff. But the mayor has complete control, and the only way they can give away that control is if they resign, but they won't have the control anymore. It's going to be completely taken away from them and given to another player. So players living on the island will have to pay a tax to the island. So like I said before, those taxes will go into the mayor buying things for the island, like shops and whatever. And the player can also donate money to the island if they really wanted to. So just say they really want a forgery badly because they need to forge their stuff, or they really want a garrison so they can change their class. They can donate money to the mayor so he can purchase those kinds of things. And also the player islands will still keep their dungeon, and the dungeons will be always connected to the harbor. So the mayor won't be allowed to prevent people from going to the dungeon. They're always going to be available to anybody, even if they don't live on the island. So they can still go to the dungeon and collect the loot and beat the boss. So the next section is resources and forging. So this is where the Minecraft and Terraria inspiration comes in. So players will be able to collect resources and craft items. So these resources can be things like trees, like wood from trees or metals from ore. The trees and the ores can be found almost anywhere on any island. So they can just find random ores and collect them. And instead of disappearing when they're exhausted of their resources, like the trees and the ores, they'll still stay where they are. They'll just replenish slowly over time. So these resources will be collected with tools, so there'll be axes and pickaxes. But don't worry, I'm not going to make it like a Minecraft clone or something like that. It's just going to be a really small part of the game, just to make it a little bit more interesting. So forging is basically like crafting in Minecraft and Terraria. So the resources that I mentioned, like wood and metals, aren't the only forging materials. You can use almost anything that you find in the world to craft something else. You could even use weapons to craft things. Forging also allows you to buff weapons and tools to make them better. So just say you can add something to your sword, like spikes, to make it do a little bit more damage or something. So that's forging and resources. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is TV mode and local multiplayer. So Archipelo is going to have a TV mode. So this mode will change the menus in the HUD to make it better formatted for using a television. So the reason I'm doing this is so that people who are playing the game on an Android TV box, like I don't know, the Nvidia Shield or something in their living room, they can easily do that and still be able to read descriptions of items and stuff without it being too small. Archipelo will also have full controller support, and you also have the option to rebind and configure any controller that you have. So you won't be limited to using like an Xbox 360 controller or the Nvidia Shield controller. Another big feature that I want to have with Archipelo is local multiplayer. So that meaning that you can have up to 4 accounts on one device and be able to all play at the same time on one device. So they'll do this by either having some sort of split screen or maybe same screen mode, so everyone plays on the same screen, or maybe I'll have some sort of automatic mode that does the best of two worlds for those things, so it combines both of them. The keyboard will be able to be rebinded, so you can play with up to 2 players using just one keyboard, and of course gamepad controllers is 1 player only for each. And also the Android touchscreen is only going to be able to support 1 player at a time, of course. But yeah, you'll be able to play 4 players if you have enough controllers, which is great. Alright, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching the series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to support the game, I'll have a download link in the description, so you can download it for either Linux, Windows, Mac, or Android. And if you find a bug, you can report it. That'll be really helpful. And also, if you have any suggestions for the game, you can just put them in the comments and I'll read them for sure. And if you want to continue seeing videos like this or devlogs for this game, just subscribe to this channel. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. My next devlog will probably be in about 2 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks, I'll have to see. Anyways, bye.